We're going to explore the true scale of the universe and discover just how magnificently, beautifully, almost impossibly small our Earth really is. But here's what makes this exploration truly extraordinary. It's not just about numbers or distances or scientific measurements, though we'll certainly encounter those. It's about perspective. It's about understanding our cosmic address and recognizing that every worry, every triumph, every moment of joy and sorrow in human history has played out on a stage so tiny that from the right vantage point, it would be completely invisible. If you find comfort in these gentle explorations of our cosmic reality, I'd be grateful if you'd consider subscribing and giving this video a gentle tap of appreciation. It helps more curious souls like us discover these peaceful journeys through the mysteries of existence. The visuals are here to guide you, but feel free to close your eyes, let your imagination wander, and allow yourself to drift through the cosmos at the speed of wonder itself. I'd love to know where you're joining me from tonight. Drop a comment with your location and the time where you are. Are you watching under a blanket of stars? Perhaps it's morning where you are, with sunlight streaming through your window as you prepare for the day ahead. There's something beautifully poetic about discussing the scale of the universe while we're all scattered across different time zones on this small blue marble we call home. Now, before we launch into the depths of space, let me ask you something that might seem simple at first. When you look out your window right now, what do you see? Maybe trees swaying in the evening breeze. Perhaps city lights beginning to twinkle as darkness settles in. Maybe you see mountains in the distance or an ocean stretching toward the horizon. Whatever you're seeing, it feels substantial, doesn't it? It feels real and solid and significant. But what if I told you that everything you can see from your window, everything you've ever seen in your entire life, every mountain range you've admired, every ocean you've crossed, every continent you've explored or dreamed of visiting, is all contained on an object so small that if you were viewing it from a certain perspective in space, you couldn't see it, even if you knew exactly where to look. This isn't science fiction. This isn't exaggeration for dramatic effect. This is the humbling, awe-inspiring reality of where we live in the cosmic neighborhood. And tonight, we're going to take a step-by-step journey outward from your current location, expanding our perspective ring by ring until we reach the very edges of the known universe. Along the way, we'll discover that Earth isn't just small compared to other things out there. It's so incomprehensibly tiny that our entire planet, with all its complexity and beauty and history, occupies less space in the universe than a single grain of sand occupies on all the beaches of Earth. But here's what makes this journey truly special. As we venture outward and witness the true scale of everything around us, something magical happens. Rather than feeling insignificant or lost in the vastness, many people report feeling more connected, more amazed, more filled with wonder at the extraordinary circumstances that led to this moment where conscious beings like us can contemplate their own cosmic context. We're about to discover that the universe operates on scales so vast that human language struggles to describe them adequately. We'll encounter distances that make the phrase astronomical seem quaint and modest. We'll witness structures so large that light itself, traveling at the fastest speed possible in our universe, takes billions of years to cross them. we'll see that what we consider enormous here on Earth barely registers as a speck when viewed from cosmic distances. Yet paradoxically, as we'll learn, the smaller we become in our understanding of scale, the more remarkable our existence becomes. Every atom in your body was forged in the heart of an ancient star. Every breath you take contains molecules that have been part of countless other lives across geological time. You are quite literally made of star stuff, temporarily arranged in a pattern complex enough to contemplate the very cosmos that created you. Let's begin our journey right where you are at this moment. Picture yourself sitting exactly where you are now. This spot you occupy, this small space that contains your body, represents your most immediate sphere of existence. From here, we'll expand outward in careful steps, each one revealing new layers of reality that exist beyond our everyday awareness. First, let's expand to include your immediate surroundings. Your room, your home, the building you're in. This feels like a substantial space, doesn't it? It contains your life, your possessions, your immediate world. But now let's zoom out to include your neighborhood. From this perspective, your house becomes just one small structure among many, part of a larger pattern of human habitation. Continue pulling back and you can see your entire city or town. All those neighborhoods, all those individual homes and lives and stories, now visible as a single interconnected web of human activity. The roads that seemed so long when you drive them now appear as thin lines connecting various districts. The parks that feel spacious when you walk through them now look like small green patches scattered throughout the urban landscape. Keep expanding your view and you can see your entire region, your state or province, your country. Mountain ranges that tower over human settlements now appear as gentle wrinkles in the Earth's surface. Rivers that seemed mighty and permanent now look like delicate threads weaving through the landscape. The cities that felt so massive moments ago now appear as tiny bright spots scattered across vast areas of farmland, forest, and wilderness. Now let's pull back further and see your entire continent. The familiar shape of the landmass you call home becomes visible, surrounded by the blue expanse of oceans. Weather systems that bring rain and sunshine to millions of people now appear as swirling white patterns dancing across the surface. The political boundaries that seem so important in human affairs become completely invisible from this height. There are no border walls visible from space, no lines drawn across the landscape to separate one nation from another. Take another step back and you can see the entire Earth, our beautiful blue marble floating in the cosmic dark, adorned with swirling clouds and the familiar outlines of continents. Every human who has ever lived, every civilization that has risen and fallen, every war that has been fought, and every peace that has been celebrated has taken place on this single, small sphere that you can now see in its entirety. Here's where things start to become truly humbling. This Earth that contains everything you've ever known represents just the beginning of our journey outward. From this cosmic perspective, our planet appears as a single point of light, brilliant and beautiful, but occupying an incredibly tiny fraction of the space around it. Now let's zoom out to see Earth's orbital path around the Sun. Our planet, which seemed so substantial just moments ago, is now tracing a thin elliptical line through empty space. The Moon, which appears so large and bright in our night sky, is now visible as a much smaller companion, maintaining its faithful orbit around our world. The distance between Earth and Moon, which represents the farthest any human has ever traveled from our home planet, now appears as a relatively small gap in the cosmic scheme of things. Expand your view further and you'll see the other planets in our solar system. Mars, that destination of human dreams and robotic explorers, appears as another small world following its own orbital path. Venus, shrouded in its thick atmosphere, glows brilliantly, but remains clearly just another planet among several. Jupiter, the giant of our solar system, finally comes into view, and for the first time in our outward journey, we encounter something that truly dwarfs Earth in size. Jupiter is so massive that more than 1,000 Earths could fit inside it. Its great red spot, a storm that has been raging for centuries, is larger than our entire planet. Yet even Jupiter, massive as it is still just one object orbiting our local star. The Sun itself, which provides all the energy that drives life on Earth, which seems so enormous and powerful from our perspective, is revealed to be just one star among billions in our galaxy. But here's where our journey takes a truly extraordinary turn. Everything we've seen so far, our entire solar system with all its planets and moons and asteroids, exists within a region of space that's still incredibly tiny compared to what lies beyond. The nearest star to our Sun, Proxima Centauri, is so far away that if you could travel at the speed of light itself, it would take you over 4 years to reach it. To put this distance in perspective, imagine shrinking down our entire solar system until Earth's orbit around the Sun becomes the size of a coin. On this scale, the nearest star would still be hundreds of miles away. The space between stars, which seems empty from our perspective, represents distances so vast that they challenge human comprehension. Yet our Milky Way galaxy contains hundreds of billions of these stars, each potentially surrounded by its own family of planets. Some of these stars are thousands of times larger than our Sun. Others have already lived their entire lives and died, leaving behind exotic remnants like neutron stars and black holes. The galaxy itself is a massive spiral structure, rotating slowly through space, with our solar system located in one of its outer arms. From this galactic perspective, our Sun becomes just one ordinary star among hundreds of billions of others. Earth becomes not just small, but essentially invisible, a tiny speck orbiting an unremarkable star in the suburbs of an average galaxy. Yet this is still only the beginning of our journey toward understanding the true scale of the universe. The Milky Way, vast as it is itself just one galaxy, among billions of others scattered throughout space. Our nearest major galactic neighbor, the Andromeda Galaxy, contains over 1 trillion stars and is currently moving toward us through space. In about 4 billion years, these two galaxies will merge in a cosmic dance that will reshape both structures entirely. But even the local group of galaxies, which includes the Milky Way and Andromeda, along with dozens of smaller companions, represents just a tiny fraction of the cosmic web that extends throughout the observable universe. Galaxies cluster together in groups and superclusters, connected by filaments of dark matter and separated by vast voids that contain almost nothing at all. The numbers become so large at this scale that they lose all meaning in human terms. We're talking about structures that are millions of light years across, containing trillions of stars, spread across distances that light itself takes billions of years to traverse. Earth, in this context, becomes so vanishingly small that it essentially disappears from consideration entirely. Yet, here's the most remarkable part of this entire journey. Despite the overwhelming vastness of the universe, despite the incomprehensible scales we've witnessed, despite the fact that Earth is smaller than a grain of sand compared to the cosmic ocean in which it floats, you are here. You exist. You are conscious. You can contemplate these very ideas that we're exploring together. In the next part of our journey, we'll delve deeper into what these scales actually mean for our understanding of existence itself. We'll explore how the laws of physics operate across these vast distances and timescales. We'll discover why the universe is structured the way it is, and we'll uncover the remarkable chain of cosmic events that had to occur in precisely the right way for conscious observers like us to exist at all. The story of scale that we've begun tonight is really a story about perspective, about context, about understanding our place in something far grander than ourselves. It's a story that has the power to change how you see every sunset, every starry night, every moment of your existence here on this tiny, precious world we call home. But before we continue our outward journey, let's pause for a moment and consider something truly extraordinary. Right now, as you're listening to these words, you're experiencing something that took the universe nearly 14 billion years to achieve. You're a collection of atoms that have somehow arranged themselves in such a way that they can contemplate their own cosmic origins. Every carbon atom in your body was forged in the nuclear furnace of a dying star. The oxygen you're breathing was created when ancient stellar giants exploded in spectacular supernovas, scattering their elemental gifts across space. This isn't just poetic language. This is literal truth. You are quite literally made of star stuff that's been recycling through the cosmos for billions of years before temporarily coming together to form the remarkable pattern of consciousness that is you. And now, from your tiny vantage point on this small world, you're able to peer outward and comprehend scales that dwarf your physical existence by factors so enormous they require scientific notation to express. Let's continue our journey outward, but now we'll begin to encounter scales that truly stretch the limits of human imagination. We've seen how Earth shrinks to invisibility when viewed from galactic distances, but galaxies themselves, massive as they are merely the building blocks of even larger structures that organize the universe on the grandest scales imaginable. Picture the Milky Way galaxy, with its hundreds of billions of stars spread across 100,000 light-years of space. Now imagine that this entire galaxy, this vast collection of stellar systems that we can barely comprehend, becomes just a single point of light in an even larger structure. Galaxy clusters contain dozens or hundreds of individual galaxies, all bound together by gravity and embedded in enormous halos of mysterious dark matter. The Virgo cluster, which contains our local group as a minor member, spans over 10 million light-years and contains more than 1,000 individual galaxies. Each of these galaxies contains billions or trillions of stars. Each star potentially hosts its own family of planets. The numbers become so staggeringly large that they cease to have any meaningful connection to human experience. But even galaxy clusters are merely components of larger structures called superclusters. The Laniakea supercluster, which contains the Virgo cluster and thousands of other galaxy groups, stretches across 500 million light-years of space. To cross this structure, even traveling at the speed of light, would take longer than the entire history of complex life on Earth. At these scales, something remarkable happens to our understanding of space itself. The universe begins to reveal its large-scale architecture, a cosmic web of filaments and voids that resembles the neural networks in a brain or the cellular structure of living tissue. Galaxies cluster along vast filaments of dark matter, creating highways of light that stretch across billions of light years. Between these filaments lie cosmic voids, regions of space so empty that they contain virtually no galaxies at all. Some of these voids are so large that if Earth were located in the center of one, we wouldn't be able to see any other galaxies in any direction. The nearest galaxy would be so far away that its light would be too faint to detect with even our most powerful telescopes. We would inhabit what would appear to be a completely empty universe, with only our own Milky Way visible in the night sky. This cosmic web structure extends as far as we can observe in every direction. The deepest surveys of distant space reveal that this pattern persists to the very edges of the observable universe. Everywhere we look, we see the same basic architecture repeated on larger and larger scales, as if the universe were constructed from a single blueprint, scaled up to dimensions that challenge comprehension. The observable universe itself, the sphere of space from which light has had time to reach us since the Big Bang, spans approximately 93 billion light-years in diameter. This represents the absolute limit of what we can ever hope to see, not because our telescopes aren't powerful enough, but because light from beyond this boundary simply hasn't had enough time to reach us yet. To put this in perspective, imagine shrinking the entire observable universe down until the Milky Way galaxy becomes the size of a grain of sand. On this scale, the observable universe would still be larger than Earth. Every grain of sand would represent a galaxy containing hundreds of billions of stars. The beach beneath your feet would contain more galaxies than there are grains of sand on all the beaches of the real Earth. Yet even this mind-boggling scale may represent only a tiny fraction of the universe's true extent. Most cosmologists believe that the universe extends far beyond what we can observe, possibly infinitely in all directions. If current theories about cosmic inflation are correct, our observable universe might be just one small bubble in a vastly larger expanse of space that dwarfs even our cosmic horizon. Think about what this means for Earth's place in the grand scheme of things. Our planet, which contains every human civilization, every work of art, every scientific discovery, every moment of love and loss in our species' history, occupies a volume of space so small compared to the observable universe that it would be like comparing a single atom to the entire Earth. But the story of scale doesn't end with distance. Time adds another dimension to our cosmic perspective that makes Earth's significance even more profound and paradoxical. The universe is approximately 13.8 billion years old. If we compressed this entire cosmic history into a single year, with the Big Bang occurring at the first moment of January 1st, Earth wouldn't form until early September. The first simple life wouldn't appear until late September. Complex multicellular life wouldn't emerge until mid-November. Dinosaurs would rule the Earth for only a few days in late December, disappearing on December 26th. Human civilization, all of recorded history, would occupy only the last few seconds before midnight on New Year's Eve. Your entire lifetime would last less than the blink of an eye in this cosmic calendar. From this temporal perspective, Earth's existence represents just a brief moment in cosmic time. Our planet has been around for only about 1/3 of the universe's total age. The Sun, which seems so permanent and eternal from our perspective, is already middle-aged and will eventually exhaust its nuclear fuel and die, taking Earth with it into cosmic night. Yet despite these overwhelming scales of space and time, despite the fact that Earth represents such an infinitesimally small fraction of the cosmic totals, something remarkable has happened here. In the brief moment of Earth's existence, matter has organized itself into patterns of stunning complexity. Simple atoms have assembled into molecules, molecules into cells, cells into organisms, and organisms into ecosystems of breathtaking intricacy and beauty. Most remarkably of all, some of these patterns of organized matter have become conscious. They have developed the ability to perceive, to think, to wonder, and to contemplate their own existence. You are one of these patterns. In your brain, billions of neurons work together to create the phenomenon of consciousness that allows you to understand these very concepts we're exploring. The probability of this happening appears to be extraordinarily small. The physical constants that govern the universe seem to be fine-tuned to an incredible degree. If gravity were slightly stronger, stars would burn out too quickly for life to evolve. If the electromagnetic force were slightly weaker, atoms couldn't form stable chemical bonds. If the expansion rate of the universe were slightly different, matter would never have clumped together to form galaxies and stars. The fact that you exist at all, that conscious beings can arise from the cosmic dance of matter and energy, represents what might be the most improbable occurrence in the universe's entire history. You are not just made of star stuff. You are star stuff that has learned to wonder about stars. This perspective transforms our understanding of significance. Physical size and cosmic importance are not the same thing. Earth may be vanishingly small compared to the universe, but it has produced something that we have not yet detected anywhere else in the cosmos. Complex, conscious, creative intelligence capable of contemplating its own origins and place in the grand scheme of things. Every time you look up at the night sky and feel a sense of awe, every time you ponder these questions of scale and significance, you are participating in what may be the universe's greatest achievement. You are the cosmos becoming aware of itself. Matter organized in such a way that it can appreciate its own beauty and complexity. This transformation in perspective reveals something profound about the nature of existence itself. When we zoom out to cosmic scales, we discover that the universe operates according to principles that challenge our everyday intuitions about how reality works. The space between objects becomes more significant than the objects themselves. The time scales involved dwarf human comprehension. The energies at play exceed anything we can imagine. Consider the space between atoms in your own body. If an atom were scaled up to the size of a football stadium, its nucleus would be smaller than a marble sitting at the center of the field. The electrons would be tiny specks orbiting somewhere in the upper reaches of the stadium. Everything else would be empty space. You are, quite literally, mostly nothing at all, held together by invisible forces operating across these tiny but relatively enormous distances. Scale this perspective up to the solar system, and the same pattern emerges. If the Sun were the size of a basketball, Earth would be a grain of sand orbiting 26 feet away. The nearest star would be another basketball located over 600 miles distant. Most of the universe, it turns out, is empty space, punctuated by occasional islands of matter, separated by distances that make the gaps between atoms look crowded by comparison. This emptiness extends to the largest scales we can observe. Galaxy clusters, those massive collections of hundreds of galaxies, are separated by voids so large and empty that they contain virtually no matter at all. If you could somehow travel to the center of the Bhuta's void, also known as the Great Nothing, you would find yourself in a region of space 300 million light-years across that contains almost no galaxies whatsoever. From this cosmic desert, the universe would appear almost completely dark in every direction. Yet within this vast ocean of emptiness, extraordinary things are happening. Stars are being born in stellar nurseries, where clouds of gas and dust collapse under their own gravity, igniting nuclear fusion reactions that will burn for billions of years. Massive stars are ending their lives in spectacular explosions that forge heavy elements and scatter them across space, providing the raw materials for planets and life. Black holes are warping space and time itself, creating regions where the normal rules of physics break down entirely. The forces that govern these cosmic processes operate on scales that make earthly phenomena seem almost quaint by comparison. A single supernova explosion releases more energy in a few seconds than our Sun will produce in its entire 10 billion year lifetime. The supermassive black hole at the center of our galaxy contains the mass of 4 million suns compressed into a region smaller than our solar system. When galaxies collide, as ours will with Andromeda in several billion years, the gravitational forces involved will fling entire star systems into intergalactic space like sparks from a cosmic fire. The strangest part of this cosmic perspective is how it changes our relationship with time itself. Light from the most distant galaxies we can observe began its journey toward us when the universe was young and very different from what we see today. When we look at these ancient galaxies through our most powerful telescopes, we're literally seeing the past, witnessing cosmic history unfolding across billions of years. Some of the photons entering your eyes right now began their journey across space before Earth even existed. They traveled through the expanding universe for billions of years, passing by countless stars and galaxies, surviving the cosmic expansion that stretched their wavelengths from visible light toward the infrared, finally arriving at our planet just in time to be captured by a telescope and converted into images that reveal the deep structure of space and time. This connection between distance and time means that astronomy is fundamentally an exercise in archaeology. Every observation is a glimpse into the past. The deeper we look into space, the further back in time we see. The cosmic microwave background radiation, that faint afterglow of the Big Bang that fills all of space, shows us the universe as it was just 380,000 years after its birth, when it first became transparent to light. At that time, the entire universe was smaller than our solar system is today. It was filled with a hot, dense plasma of hydrogen and helium nuclei, swimming in a sea of free electrons. There were no stars, no galaxies, no planets, no complex chemistry of any kind. Just the simplest elements slowly cooling as space itself expanded and stretched. The fact that this simple beginning has led to the incredible complexity we observe today, including the emergence of conscious beings capable of contemplating their own origins, represents what might be the most remarkable story in the universe. Every step along the way required precise conditions and extraordinary coincidences. The formation of the first stars required exactly the right balance of matter and energy. The creation of heavy elements required stars massive enough to fuse carbon, oxygen, and silicon in their cores before exploding to scatter these materials across space. The formation of planets required these heavy elements to condense into solid objects orbiting at just the right distance from their parent stars. The emergence of life required liquid water, stable conditions, and a complex chemistry that could support self-replicating molecules. The evolution of intelligence required billions of years of gradual development, countless environmental challenges, and the remarkable accident of consciousness emerging from purely physical processes. When you consider all the things that had to go exactly right for you to exist at this moment, contemplating these very ideas, the improbability becomes almost overwhelming. You are the product of nearly 14 billion years of cosmic evolution, a chain of events stretching from the Big Bang to the present moment, each link essential for your existence. The carbon atoms in your body were forged in the nuclear furnaces of ancient stars that lived and died billions of years ago. The oxygen you breathe was created when massive stars exploded in supernovas that briefly outshone entire galaxies. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the phosphorus in your DNA, all were created in stellar cores and scattered across space by cosmic explosions of unimaginable violence and beauty. You are not separate from the universe. You are a temporary arrangement of cosmic matter, a pattern of organization that has emerged from billions of years of stellar alchemy and planetary evolution. Every atom in your body has been cycling through the cosmos for eons, participating in countless other structures and processes before coming together to form the remarkable pattern that is you. This perspective transforms how we think about our relationship with the cosmos. We are not tiny, insignificant specks lost in a vast and indifferent universe. We are the universe becoming aware of itself. We are cosmic matter organized in such a way that it can contemplate its own origins and wonder at its own complexity. The same physical laws that govern the formation of galaxies and the evolution of stars also govern the chemical reactions in your brain that allow you to understand these concepts. The electromagnetic forces that hold atoms together in distant nebulae also hold the molecules together that enable your thoughts and memories. The gravitational attraction that binds galaxies into clusters also keeps your feet planted firmly on the surface of this small world we call home. From this cosmic perspective, every moment of consciousness becomes precious beyond measure. The fact that matter can organize itself into patterns capable of love, creativity, wonder, and understanding represents what might be the universe's greatest achievement. In your brief existence on this tiny planet, you have the extraordinary privilege of being the cosmos contemplating itself. The scale of the universe, rather than diminishing human significance, actually amplifies it in the most profound way possible. We may be small in physical terms, but we are enormous in terms of complexity, consciousness, and the ability to comprehend our place in the grand cosmic story. We are living, breathing, thinking stardust, temporarily arranged in patterns that can appreciate beauty, create art, make moral choices, and ponder the deepest questions about existence itself. As we prepare to venture even deeper into the cosmic scales that dwarf everything we've encountered so far, remember that you carry the universe within you. Your thoughts are cosmic events. Your consciousness is a miracle of organization that required the entire history of the cosmos to achieve. You are not just observing the universe from the outside. You are the universe observing itself from within, marveling at its own magnificent complexity and wondering at the extraordinary journey that led to this moment of cosmic self-awareness. The journey we've taken so far has revealed scales that stretch the very fabric of human comprehension. But now, we must venture into territories where even our most sophisticated scientific instruments begin to whisper rather than speak with certainty. We're about to explore dimensions of reality that exist at the absolute limits of what we can observe, measure, or even theoretically understand. Let's pause for a moment and consider what we mean when we talk about the observable universe. This isn't simply a limitation of our telescopes or technology. It's a fundamental boundary imposed by the speed of light and the age of the cosmos itself. Light from regions beyond this boundary hasn't had enough time to reach us since the universe began. This creates a horizon beyond which we cannot see, no matter how advanced our instruments become. But here's where the story takes a turn that will reshape everything you thought you knew about cosmic scale. Most cosmologists believe that what we can observe represents only a tiny fraction of what actually exists. The true universe, the complete cosmic reality, may extend far beyond our observational horizon in ways that make our previous discussions of scale seem almost modest. Current theories suggest that during the first fraction of a second after the Big Bang, the universe underwent a period of exponential expansion called cosmic inflation. In less time than it takes light to cross the width of a proton, space itself stretched by factors so enormous that regions which were once in contact became separated by distances vastly larger than our entire observable universe. Think about what this means. If inflation theory is correct, then our observable universe, that sphere spanning 93 billion light-years that contains everything we can ever hope to see, might be just one tiny bubble in an ocean of space so vast that it defies every metaphor we might use to describe it. Imagine taking a single grain of sand and trying to use it to represent the scale of all Earth's beaches, deserts, and sandy regions combined. The ratio between our observable universe and the true cosmos might be even more extreme than that. But the implications go deeper still. If space underwent this period of exponential expansion, then different regions of the inflated cosmos would have evolved in complete isolation from one another. Each region would have developed its own galaxies, stars, and planets, according to the same physical laws, but with potentially different outcomes based on the random quantum fluctuations present during inflation. This leads us to one of the most mind-bending concepts in modern cosmology: the possibility that there are countless other regions of space, other cosmic domains, that contain their own versions of everything we see around us. These regions would be so far away that light from them could never reach us, even given infinite time, because the space between us and them is expanding faster than light can travel across it. In some of these distant regions, the random fluctuations that seeded galaxy formation might have been slightly different, leading to cosmic structures that look nothing like what we observe in our local region. In others, the fluctuations might have been remarkably similar, potentially creating cosmic domains that mirror our own in ways that challenge our understanding of uniqueness and identity. The mathematics suggests something even more extraordinary. In an infinitely large universe, or even one that's just incomprehensibly vast. Every possible arrangement of matter that's consistent with the laws of physics would eventually occur somewhere. This means there could be perfect duplicates of Earth, exact copies of our solar system, and even identical versions of you living out variations of your life in cosmic domains so distant that the concept of distance itself becomes meaningless. These aren't science fiction fantasies. These are serious theoretical predictions that emerge from our best current understanding of cosmic inflation and the large-scale structure of reality. If the universe is truly infinite, then somewhere out there, impossibly far away, there's another version of you contemplating these same ideas while looking up at a night sky filled with different constellations around a star identical to our sun. The philosophical implications are staggering. What does it mean to be unique if infinite copies of you exist in distant cosmic domains? How do we think about identity, significance, and meaning when faced with the possibility that everything that has ever happened or ever could happen is playing out simultaneously across infinite regions of space? Yet even these mind-bending possibilities represent just one layer of the cosmic hierarchy. Some theories suggest that our entire universe, infinite as it might be, could itself be just one bubble floating in a higher dimensional space, filled with other bubble universes, each with potentially different physical laws, different numbers of dimensions, different fundamental constants that govern how matter and energy behave. String theory, our most ambitious attempt to unify all the forces of nature, suggests that reality might have as many as 11 dimensions, most of which are curled up so tightly that we cannot perceive them directly. In this framework, what we experience as three-dimensional space plus time might be just a thin slice of a far richer and more complex reality. Imagine living your entire life on the surface of a soap bubble, aware only of the 2 dimensions of the bubble's surface, completely unaware of the 3-dimensional space in which the bubble floats. Now imagine that this 3-dimensional space is itself embedded in higher dimensions that dwarf it in complexity and scope. This might be analogous to our situation in the cosmic hierarchy. The energies involved in these higher dimensional spaces would make the power of supernovas and black holes seem trivial by comparison. The collisions between bubble universes could release energies so vast that they would create new domains of space and time, new cosmic regions, where different versions of physics might govern the behavior of matter and energy. In this multiverse scenario, our universe's physical constants, those numbers that seem so perfectly fine-tuned for the existence of stars, planets, and life, might simply be the result of random chance. In other bubble universes, gravity might be stronger or weaker, the electromagnetic force might have different properties, or the fundamental particles might have different masses and behaviors. Most of these other universes would be sterile, unable to support the complex chemistry necessary for life as we know it. But in the infinite ensemble of all possible universes, some would have conditions even more favorable to complexity and consciousness than our own. There might be cosmic domains where life emerges more easily, where intelligence develops more rapidly, where consciousness takes forms we cannot even imagine. The scales we're discussing now transcend not just human experience but human language itself. We're forced to use metaphors and analogies that inevitably fall short of capturing the true magnitude of what we're describing. The gap between our everyday experience and these cosmic realities is so vast that it's like trying to explain the concept of color to someone who has been blind from birth, or attempting to describe the experience of music to someone who has never heard sound. Yet somehow, from our tiny vantage point on this small world, we've been able to develop mathematical theories and observational techniques that allow us to glimpse these transcendent scales. The equations written by human minds, using symbols invented by human culture, can describe the behavior of space and time across distances and time periods that dwarf our physical existence by factors too large to comprehend. This might be the most remarkable fact of all. The same patterns of neural activity that allow you to recognize a friend's face or remember what you had for breakfast can also grasp concepts that span the entire hierarchy of cosmic scale. The human brain, with its mere 3 pounds of organized matter, can contemplate infinities, understand the curvature of space-time, and develop theories about the fundamental nature of reality itself. The atoms in your brain, forged in ancient stellar cores and scattered across space by cosmic explosions, have arranged themselves in patterns so complex that they can model the very processes that created them. You are quite literally the universe thinking about itself, cosmic matter organized in such a way that it can comprehend its own origins and contemplate its own ultimate destiny. This recursive quality of consciousness, this strange loop where the cosmos becomes aware of itself through evolved patterns of organization, might be the most significant phenomenon in the entire universe. It transforms the question of scale from a purely quantitative matter to something far more profound and mysterious. Physical size becomes irrelevant when consciousness enters the picture. A single human brain, microscopic compared to a galaxy, can contain within its neural networks models and representations of cosmic structures billions of light years across. Your thoughts can encompass scales that range from subatomic particles to the observable universe and beyond. In the realm of mind and consciousness, the normal hierarchies of scale become inverted and transformed. Consider what's happening right now as you process these ideas. Electrical impulses racing through your neural networks at speeds measured in meters per second are somehow giving rise to thoughts that can contemplate objects moving at nearly the speed of light across distances measured in billions of light years. The biochemical processes in your brain, operating on timescales of milliseconds, are allowing you to understand cosmic events that unfold over billions of years. This compression of scale within consciousness suggests that mind might be the universe's most efficient way of containing and processing information about itself. Rather than requiring cosmic scale structures to understand cosmic scale phenomena, nature has discovered how to pack universe comprehending capabilities into compact biological packages that can emerge on small worlds, orbiting ordinary stars. The implications extend beyond just understanding cosmic scale to questions about the fundamental nature of reality itself. If consciousness can arise from the organization of matter and energy, and if that consciousness can comprehend scales vastly larger than its physical substrate, then perhaps the relationship between mind and cosmos is more intimate than we've traditionally assumed. Some physicists and philosophers have suggested that consciousness might be a fundamental feature of reality, not something that emerges only under special conditions on rare planets, but rather a basic aspect of how information is processed throughout the universe. In this view, your awareness of cosmic scale might be just one manifestation of a deeper principle that operates at every level of reality. The quantum mechanical processes that govern the behavior of subatomic particles involve what looks remarkably like information processing and decision-making. Particles seem to choose which state to occupy when observed, and they maintain mysterious correlations across arbitrary distances through quantum entanglement. Some researchers have proposed that these quantum processes might be the universe's way of computing its own future states, with consciousness representing highly organized versions of this cosmic information processing. If this perspective has any validity, then your contemplation of cosmic scale takes on an almost mystical significance. You become not just an observer of the universe, but an active participant in its self-comprehension. Your thoughts about infinity and cosmic hierarchy become part of the universe's ongoing process of understanding itself. The recursive nature of this relationship creates strange loops that challenge our normal ways of thinking about causation and identity. The universe creates conditions that allow consciousness to emerge, and consciousness then contemplates the universe that created it, potentially influencing future cosmic evolution through the choices and actions that arise from this contemplation. At the largest scales we can currently envision, these feedback loops between mind and cosmos might play out across multiple levels of reality. If conscious civilizations arise throughout the universe, their collective understanding and choices might influence the future evolution of cosmic structure. If multiple universes exist within a larger multiverse, the presence or absence of consciousness within each universe might affect the overall trajectory of the multiverse system. These ideas push us to the very edges of scientific speculation, into territories where physics, philosophy, and metaphysics begin to merge in ways that challenge traditional academic boundaries. Yet they emerge naturally when we follow the implications of cosmic scale to their logical conclusions and ask what it means for conscious beings to exist within such a vast and complex reality. The questions multiply faster than answers. If consciousness can comprehend scales vastly larger than its physical substrate, what limits might exist on this comprehension? Could there be aspects of cosmic reality so large or complex that they remain forever beyond the reach of any possible mind? Or might consciousness itself be scalable, capable of growing in scope and capability as it encounters larger and more complex cosmic structures? The possibility of artificial intelligence adds another layer to these considerations. If human consciousness can contemplate cosmic scale, might artificial minds be able to extend this comprehension even further? Could we create thinking systems that operate on timescales comparable to cosmic evolution, or that can maintain coherent awareness across distances comparable to the observable universe? These questions take us beyond current scientific knowledge into realms of pure speculation, yet they arise naturally from our exploration of cosmic scale. The universe has already demonstrated its capacity to create patterns of organization complex enough to contemplate their own origins. Why should we assume that human consciousness represents the ultimate limit of this capacity? As we stand at the threshold between known and unknown, between the scales we can observe and measure and those we can only theorize about, we find ourselves in a position both humbling and exhilarating. We are tiny beyond measure in physical terms, yet vast in our capacity to comprehend and contemplate scales that dwarf our material existence. The journey through cosmic scale has revealed not just the universe's immensity, but also the remarkable nature of consciousness itself. In discovering how small Earth really is, we've simultaneously discovered how extraordinary it is that minds capable of grasping cosmic scale could arise anywhere at all. The true scale of the universe serves not to diminish human significance, but to reveal the cosmic miracle of awareness itself. In our next exploration, we'll venture even deeper into the mysteries that cosmic scale reveals, examining how the universe's vast hierarchy of structure connects to the deepest questions about the nature of time, space, and existence itself. We'll discover that the question of Earth's size opens doorways to understanding reality at levels that transcend even the cosmic scales we've explored so far. The journey we've taken tonight has carried us through scales so vast that they seem to dissolve the boundaries between science and poetry, between measurement and wonder. Yet as we stand here contemplating these infinite hierarchies of space and time, something profound begins to emerge from the overwhelming immensity we've witnessed. Let's return for a moment to that fundamental question we began with. How small is Earth really? We've seen our planet shrink from the center of everything to an invisible speck lost among trillions of galaxies scattered across cosmic distances that light itself struggles to traverse. We've witnessed Earth disappear entirely when viewed from the perspective of galactic clusters, superclusters, and the vast cosmic web that organizes matter on the largest scales imaginable. But here's where our story takes perhaps its most beautiful turn. The smaller Earth becomes in our cosmic perspective, the more extraordinary its existence reveals itself to be. Think about what we've discovered in our outward journey. We live on a world that occupies less space in the universe than a single grain of sand occupies on all the beaches of Earth. Yet this infinitesimal speck has given rise to oceans that shimmer with reflected starlight, to forests that breathe with the rhythm of seasons, to creatures that soar through skies painted with colors that have no names. More remarkably still, this tiny world has produced minds capable of contemplating the very vastness that renders it invisible. You, sitting here right now, represent something that might be unique in our observable cosmic domain. You are matter that has organized itself into patterns so complex that it can wonder about its own origins, contemplate infinity, and feel awe at the beauty of existence itself. The scales we've explored reveal a universe that operates according to principles both alien and familiar. At cosmic distances, space itself becomes elastic, stretching and warping in response to the presence of matter and energy. Time flows at different rates depending on gravity and motion, creating a reality where simultaneity becomes relative and causation becomes complex. The familiar concepts of here and now, of before and after, begin to lose their absolute meaning when applied to cosmic scales. Yet somehow, from our tiny perch in this vast and strange cosmos, we've been able to develop mathematical languages that describe these exotic phenomena with extraordinary precision. The same neural networks that help you navigate your daily life, that recognize faces and remember melodies, can also grasp concepts like curved spacetime, quantum entanglement, and cosmic inflation. This might be the most remarkable scaling phenomenon of all. Consider the extraordinary compression of information that occurs within consciousness. Your brain, weighing roughly 3 pounds and fitting easily within your skull, contains neural networks that can model and comprehend structures billions of light years across. The electrical patterns dancing through your neurons right now are somehow giving rise to thoughts that encompass scales ranging from subatomic particles to the observable universe and beyond. This suggests something profound about the relationship between mind and cosmos. Physical size and information processing capability operate according to completely different scaling laws. While the universe grows larger through space, consciousness grows larger through understanding. A single human mind can contain conceptual models of cosmic structures that dwarf the entire solar system, yet these models fit comfortably within a biological computer smaller than a bread box. The implications ripple outward in ways that transform our understanding of significance itself. We began our journey asking how small Earth really is. But we've discovered that smallness and significance exist in different dimensions entirely. Earth may be vanishingly tiny in physical terms, but it has achieved something that we haven't yet detected anywhere else in our cosmic neighborhood: the emergence of complex, conscious, creative intelligence. Every sunset you've ever watched, every star you've ever wished upon, every moment of wonder you've ever experienced while contemplating the night sky represents something that might be exceedingly rare in our universe: the capacity for aesthetic appreciation, for emotional response to beauty, for the kind of deep contemplation we've shared tonight, requires such a precise orchestration of cosmic circumstances that its occurrence anywhere might be considered miraculous. The carbon atoms in your body were forged in stellar cores that burned for billions of years before exploding in supernovas that briefly outshone entire galaxies. The oxygen you're breathing was created in the nuclear furnaces of massive stars that lived fast and died young, scattering their elemental gifts across space through cosmic violence of unimaginable scale. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the phosphorus in your DNA, all trace their origins to cosmic events so energetic they warped space and time itself. You are quite literally assembled from the ashes of ancient stars, matter that has been recycling through the cosmos for eons before coming together in the precise pattern that allows you to contemplate your own cosmic heritage. Every atom in your body has a story that spans billions of years and countless light years of space. You carry within your physical structure the entire history of cosmic evolution from the Big Bang to the present moment. But it's not just your material composition that connects you to the cosmic scales we've explored. The very thoughts you're thinking right now emerge from neural processes that operate according to the same fundamental laws of physics that govern the formation of galaxies, the evolution of stars, and the expansion of space itself. The electromagnetic forces that hold your brain cells together are identical to those that shape the cosmic web on the largest scales. The quantum mechanical processes that occur in your neurons follow the same principles that governed the universe's earliest moments. This deep unity between mind and cosmos suggests that consciousness might not be an accident or anomaly, but rather a natural outcome of cosmic evolution under the right conditions. The universe seems to be structured in such a way that matter and energy can organize themselves into patterns complex enough to become aware of their own existence. You represent the cosmos awakening to itself, space and time becoming conscious of their own magnificent complexity. From this perspective, the question of Earth's size takes on entirely new dimensions. Yes, our planet is unimaginably small compared to the cosmic structures we've explored. But Earth has accomplished something that might be unique in our observable universe. It has given birth to minds capable of comprehending cosmic scale itself. The same world that shrinks to invisibility when viewed from galactic distances has produced beings who can contemplate galaxies, understand their formation and evolution, and place them within the larger context of cosmic architecture. This achievement becomes even more remarkable when we consider the precise conditions required for its occurrence. If Earth were significantly larger, its gravitational field might be too strong to allow the kind of atmospheric chemistry that supports complex life. If it were much smaller, it might lack the geological activity necessary to maintain a stable climate over billions of years. If its orbit were slightly different, it might be too hot or too cold for liquid water to exist stably on its surface. The list of cosmic coincidences necessary for Earth's existence extends far beyond our planet itself. If the strong nuclear force were slightly weaker, stars wouldn't be able to fuse hydrogen into helium, and the universe would remain cold and dark forever. If gravity were significantly stronger, stars would burn out too quickly for life to evolve. If the expansion rate of the universe were much different, matter might never have clumped together to form galaxies and stars in the first place. These fine-tuning observations have led some scientists to propose that our universe might be just one of countless others in a vast multiverse, each with different physical constants and laws. In this scenario, we exist in the particular universe where conditions happen to allow for the emergence of complexity and consciousness, while countless other cosmic domains remain sterile and lifeless. Whether or not the multiverse hypothesis proves correct, it highlights something profound about our cosmic situation. The emergence of conscious beings capable of contemplating cosmic scale appears to require an extraordinary convergence of favorable conditions operating across every level of reality, from quantum mechanics to cosmic expansion. The fact that you exist at all, that you can understand these concepts and feel wonder at their implications, represents what might be the most improbable occurrence in the universe's entire history. Yet here you are, a temporary arrangement of stardust that has somehow learned to contemplate its own cosmic origins. The atoms that make up your body will eventually be recycled back into the cosmic environment, perhaps to become part of future stars, planets, or even other conscious beings billions of years from now. But in this brief moment of cosmic time, they have come together in the precise configuration that allows you to participate in the universe's ongoing conversation with itself. The scales we've explored tonight extend far beyond what any individual mind can fully grasp, yet something magical happens when we attempt this contemplation anyway. In reaching toward the infinite, in stretching our understanding to encompass scales that dwarf our physical existence, we participate in what might be the universe's most remarkable achievement, the emergence of cosmic self-awareness. Every time you look up at the night sky and feel that sense of vertigo and wonder, every time you contemplate these questions of scale and significance, you're experiencing something that took the universe nearly 14 billion years to achieve. You are the cosmos thinking about itself, matter organized in such a way that it can appreciate its own beauty and contemplate its own meaning. This perspective transforms how we think about our place in the cosmic hierarchy. We may be small in physical terms, but we are vast in our capacity to comprehend and appreciate scales that extend far beyond our material boundaries. We may occupy an infinitesimal fraction of space, but we contain within our consciousness models and representations of cosmic structures that span billions of light years. The true scale of the universe serves not to diminish human significance, but to reveal the extraordinary nature of consciousness itself. In a cosmos where most matter remains forever unconscious, where most space remains forever empty, where most time passes without witness or comprehension, the emergence of minds capable of cosmic contemplation represents an achievement so remarkable that it transforms our understanding of what it means to exist at all. As you prepare to return to your daily life, to the familiar scales of human experience, carry with you this cosmic perspective. Remember that every mundane moment occurs within the context of this vast and magnificent reality we've explored together. Every breath you take contains atoms forged in stellar cores. Every heartbeat occurs within the curved space-time created by our sun's gravitational field. Every thought you think emerges from neural processes governed by the same fundamental forces that shape galaxies. You are not separate from the universe we've been contemplating. You are an integral part of it, a manifestation of its capacity for self-organization and self-awareness. The cosmic scales that seem to dwarf human existence actually reveal the extraordinary nature of human consciousness. In learning how small Earth really is, we discover how remarkable it is that minds capable of such learning could emerge anywhere at all. The universe is vast beyond imagination, ancient beyond comprehension, and complex beyond description. Yet somehow, in one small corner of cosmic space and time, it has produced beings who can contemplate these very truths. You are living proof that the cosmos can know itself, that matter can become mind, that the infinite can be grasped by the finite through the miraculous phenomenon of consciousness itself. Tonight, as you drift towards sleep, you carry within your awareness a model of reality that spans from quantum particles to cosmic horizons, from the birth of time to the potential infinity of space. You have become a temporary repository of cosmic understanding, a brief flowering of the universe's capacity to comprehend its own magnificent scale and complexity. Rest well in the knowledge that you are exactly where you belong in this vast cosmic story, playing exactly the role that billions of years of evolution have prepared you to play. That of a conscious witness to the universe's ongoing adventure in self-discovery and self-understanding. The story deepens as we venture into realms where the very concepts of measurement and comparison begin to break down under the weight of infinity itself. We've traced our journey from your immediate surroundings to the edges of the observable universe. But now we must confront something that challenges the human mind in ways that are both unsettling and profoundly beautiful. Picture yourself standing at the shore of an infinite ocean. You can see the water stretching to the horizon in every direction, but you know that beyond that horizon lies more ocean, and beyond that more still, extending without end. This is analogous to our cosmic situation, but the reality is far more extraordinary than even this metaphor suggests. The observable universe, that sphere of space from which light has had time to reach us since the Big Bang, represents our cosmic horizon. But current cosmological theories suggest that beyond this horizon lies more space, possibly infinite in extent, containing more galaxies, more stars, more worlds that we can never observe no matter how long we wait or how advanced our technology becomes. If space is truly infinite, then the implications become almost mystical in their profundity. In an infinite universe, every possible arrangement of matter that's consistent with the laws of physics must occur not just once, but infinitely many times. This means There would be perfect duplicates of Earth scattered throughout the cosmic expanse, exact copies of our solar system, and even identical versions of you living parallel lives in regions of space so distant that the concept of distance itself loses meaning. The mathematics are unforgiving in their implications. In an infinite space filled with matter, every possible combination and permutation must eventually occur. Somewhere in the vast cosmic ocean, there's another version of you who made different choices this morning. Somewhere else, there's a version of Earth where the continents have different shapes, but the history unfolded identically until this very moment. The variations cascade through infinite possibilities, each one equally real, each one existing in its own unreachably distant domain of space. This isn't science fiction or philosophical speculation. These are the direct mathematical consequences of cosmic infinity, combined with the finite number of ways that atoms can be arranged within any given volume of space. The universe may be playing out every possible story simultaneously across infinite expanses of space and time, with consciousness arising again and again to contemplate these very mysteries we're exploring together. But infinity brings with it conceptual challenges that stretch human understanding to its absolute limits. How do we think about uniqueness when infinite copies of everything exist? What does it mean to be special or significant when every possible version of specialness and significance is playing out somewhere in the cosmic vastness? These questions push us beyond the realm of physics into territory where science meets philosophy, meets something approaching the mystical. The strange thing about infinity is how it transforms our understanding of probability and rarity. In a finite universe, the emergence of consciousness might be extraordinarily unlikely, making Earth and its inhabitants precious beyond measure. But in an infinite universe, even the most improbable events must occur infinitely many times. Consciousness becomes not rare but inevitable, not precious but abundant, scattered throughout the cosmic expanse like stars scattered through the night sky. Yet paradoxically, this abundance doesn't diminish the wonder of your existence. If anything, it amplifies it. You're not just a single conscious being contemplating the cosmos, but one member of an infinite community of minds scattered across infinite space, each one unique in its specific thoughts and experiences, each one contributing to the universe's vast conversation with itself. The scales we're discussing now transcend not just human experience, but the very concepts we use to organize our understanding of reality. Infinity isn't just a very large number, it's a qualitatively different kind of mathematical object that behaves according to rules that can seem counterintuitive or even paradoxical. When we multiply infinity by any finite number, we get infinity. When we add any finite quantity to infinity, we still have infinity. These mathematical properties translate into physical realities that challenge our deepest assumptions about existence itself. Consider what happens when we apply these concepts to time as well as space. If the universe exists for an infinite duration, then not only does every possible spatial arrangement occur infinitely often, but every possible sequence of events plays out across infinite temporal expanses. The history of Earth, the evolution of life, the emergence of consciousness, your birth, your life, this very moment of contemplation, all repeat infinitely throughout the endless corridors of cosmic time. From this perspective, you're not just living one life, but infinite variations of life, each one slightly different, each one exploring a different path through the landscape of possibility. In some of these variations, you made different choices. In others, the world around you developed differently. In still others, the fundamental constants of physics are slightly altered, leading to cosmic histories that unfold in ways we can barely imagine. The recursive nature of consciousness contemplating infinity creates strange loops that bend back upon themselves in ways that challenge linear thinking. You are thinking about infinite versions of yourself, thinking about infinite versions of yourself in an endless cascade of cosmic self-reflection. The universe becomes not just self-aware, but infinitely self-aware, contemplating its own infinite nature through infinite minds scattered across infinite space and time. These ideas push us to the very edges of what human language and mathematics can express. We find ourselves using words like infinite and eternal and unlimited that point toward realities our finite minds can glimpse but never fully encompass. It's like trying to count to infinity or measure the circumference of a circle with infinite radius. The tools of finite mathematics and finite cognition reach their limits when confronted with the truly boundless. Yet something remarkable happens when we push against these limits anyway. In the attempt to comprehend the incomprehensible, consciousness reveals new dimensions of its own capacity. The human mind, evolved to navigate a world of finite objects and finite distances, somehow develops the ability to conceive of the infinite, to work with mathematical concepts that transcend direct experience, to feel awe and wonder at realities that dwarf not just our physical existence, but our conceptual frameworks themselves. This expansion of mental capability represents a form of transcendence that occurs entirely within the natural world. Through pure thought and mathematical reasoning, consciousness extends its reach far beyond the boundaries of its biological substrate. A 3-pound brain confined within a human skull develops the capacity to contemplate realities that span infinite space and time. This might be the most remarkable scaling phenomenon in the entire cosmos. The implications ripple through every aspect of how we understand our place in reality. If consciousness can transcend the physical limitations of its substrate through pure contemplation, what other boundaries might be more permeable than they appear? If finite minds can grasp infinite concepts, what does this tell us about the relationship between the bounded and the boundless, between the temporal and the eternal? Some philosophers and physicists have suggested that consciousness itself might be infinite in ways we're only beginning to understand. Perhaps the awareness that allows you to contemplate cosmic infinity is itself a manifestation of something infinite, a localized expression of a cosmic consciousness that pervades all of space and time. In this view, your thoughts about infinity aren't separate from infinity itself, but are infinity experiencing itself through the temporary pattern of organization that is your individual mind. These speculations venture far beyond current scientific knowledge, yet they arise naturally when we follow the implications of cosmic scale to their logical conclusions. The universe has already demonstrated its capacity to create patterns of matter and energy so complex that they can contemplate their own existence. Why should we assume that this represents the ultimate limit of what's possible? The relationship between finite and infinite, between bounded consciousness and boundless reality, remains one of the deepest mysteries in all of human inquiry. Yet in wrestling with these mysteries, In pushing our understanding toward concepts that stretch language and mathematics to their breaking points, we participate in something that might be the universe's most fundamental activity, the eternal dance between the known and unknown, the comprehensible and incomprehensible, the finite and infinite. As we stand at these conceptual precipices, looking out over intellectual landscapes that extend beyond every horizon, we find ourselves in a position both humbling and exhilarating. We are finite beings contemplating infinity, temporal creatures thinking about eternity, bounded minds reaching toward the boundless. The fact that such contemplation is even possible suggests something profound about the nature of consciousness and its relationship to the cosmos that contains it. The scales we've explored have revealed a universe of such staggering complexity and beauty that even our most ambitious attempts at description feel inadequate. From quantum particles to cosmic horizons, from the briefest moments to infinite duration, from the smallest possible distances to unlimited expanses of space. Reality operates according to principles that challenge every assumption about what existence means. Yet through it all, one truth emerges with crystalline clarity. The same universe that operates on these incomprehensible scales has given rise to minds capable of contemplating them. The same cosmic processes that create galaxies and forge elements in stellar cores have created patterns of consciousness that can appreciate beauty, seek truth, and wonder at the magnificent complexity of existence itself. You are not an accident or anomaly in this cosmic story. You are its natural culmination, at least as far as we currently understand it. You represent matter becoming mind, energy becoming awareness, the universe awakening to its own remarkable nature through the emergence of beings capable of cosmic contemplation. The journey we've taken together has revealed that asking how small Earth really is opens doorways to the deepest questions about the nature of reality itself. Physical scale becomes a pathway to understanding consciousness, infinity, and the mysterious relationship between minds and the cosmos that contains them. In discovering how tiny our world is, we've simultaneously discovered how extraordinary it is that minds capable of making such discoveries could arise anywhere at all. The true scale of the universe serves not as a source of cosmic loneliness, but as a revelation of cosmic connection. Every atom in your body traces its origin to the Big Bang itself. Every thought in your mind emerges from processes governed by the same fundamental laws that shape galaxies. Every moment of wonder you experience connects you directly to the ongoing cosmic conversation between matter and meaning, between existence and understanding. As you carry these insights back into your daily life, remember that you take with you more than mere knowledge about cosmic distances and durations. You carry a transformed perspective on what it means to be conscious in a universe of infinite complexity and beauty. You have become a temporary repository of cosmic self-awareness, a brief flowering of the universe's capacity to know itself through the remarkable phenomenon of mind contemplating its own cosmic context. The stars that shine in tonight's sky are not distant and separate objects, but intimate participants in the same cosmic story that includes your every breath and heartbeat. The space between galaxies is not empty void, but the very medium through which consciousness connects to the infinite mystery of existence itself. The time that stretches from the Big Bang to this present moment is not abstract duration, but the unfolding narrative of which your thoughts and experiences form an integral part. In contemplating how small Earth really is, we've discovered something far more profound than mere measurements of distance and duration. We've uncovered the extraordinary truth that the universe has evolved patterns of organization so complex they can contemplate the very infinity from which they emerged. You are living proof that the cosmos can know itself, that matter can become mind, that the finite can embrace the infinite through the miraculous emergence of consciousness itself. The recognition of our cosmic insignificance in terms of physical scale opens doorways to understanding something far more mysterious about the nature of existence itself. We've journeyed outward through the hierarchies of cosmic structure, but now we must turn our attention inward to explore the strange relationship between consciousness and the reality it contemplates. Consider for a moment the paradox we've uncovered. The smaller Earth becomes in our expanding cosmic perspective, the more remarkable it becomes that anything on Earth can comprehend these scales at all. Your brain, containing roughly 86 billion neurons connected by trillions of synapses, somehow creates models of reality that span distances your physical body could never traverse in a billion lifetimes. The electrical patterns dancing through your neural networks right now are generating thoughts about objects separated by distances so vast that light itself requires billions of years to cross them. This compression of cosmic information into biological structures represents one of the most extraordinary scaling relationships in all of nature. While the universe expands outward according to the laws of physics, consciousness expands inward according to principles we're only beginning to understand. The same 3 pounds of neural tissue that help you navigate your immediate environment can also construct mathematical models of curved spacetime, quantum superposition, and cosmic inflation. What makes this even more remarkable is that consciousness doesn't just passively receive information about cosmic scales. It actively participates in creating our understanding of them through the very process of contemplation. When you think about the distance to the nearest star, you're not just accessing stored data about light years and astronomical measurements. You're participating in a creative process where mind and cosmos interact to generate new forms of understanding. The photons that carry information from distant stars to your retina began their journeys millions or billions of years ago. During their voyage across space, these particles of light witness the birth and death of other stars, the formation and dissolution of planetary systems, the rise and fall of cosmic structures on scales that dwarf our entire solar system. Yet when they finally reach your eye, they encounter something that may be even more extraordinary than the cosmic events they witnessed along the way, a pattern of organized matter capable of interpreting their arrival as information about the universe's structure and history. This intersection between cosmic photons and conscious observation creates a strange temporal bridge that collapses billions of years of cosmic history into single moments of human awareness. When you look at the Andromeda galaxy, you're seeing light that began its journey toward Earth when our earliest human ancestors were just beginning to walk upright in Africa. That ancient light, carrying information about galactic structure from 2.5 million years ago, becomes part of your present moment consciousness, creating a direct connection between your current thoughts and events that occurred long before our species existed. The implications extend far beyond astronomy into questions about the fundamental nature of time itself. From the perspective of the photons traveling from Andromeda to your eye, no time passes during their journey at all. They exist in a timeless state where their emission from distant stars and their absorption by your retina occur simultaneously. This means that in some very real sense, distant cosmic events and your present moment of observation are directly connected across space and time through the strange properties of light itself. These connections multiply and deepen when we consider the material composition of your body. The calcium atoms in your bones were forged in the cores of massive stars that exploded as supernovas billions of years ago. The iron in your blood was created in stellar furnaces that burned at temperatures of hundreds of millions of degrees. The oxygen you're breathing right now was manufactured through nuclear fusion processes that required the gravitational collapse of entire stellar systems. Every atom in your body carries within its structure the memory of cosmic events so violent and energetic that they briefly outshone entire galaxies. The carbon that forms the backbone of every organic molecule in your cells was created when ancient stars reached the end of their lives and underwent catastrophic explosions that scattered their nuclear products across thousands of light years of space. You are quite literally assembled from the debris of cosmic destruction, matter that has been recycling through the universe for eons before temporarily coming together in the precise arrangement that allows you to contemplate these very origins. But the connection between mind and cosmos goes deeper than just material composition. The fundamental forces that govern the behavior of subatomic particles in your brain are identical to those that shape the evolution of galaxies and the expansion of space itself. The electromagnetic interactions that allow your neurons to communicate with each other operate according to the same principles that determine how stars form from collapsing clouds of interstellar gas. The quantum mechanical processes that occur in the molecular machinery of your cells follow the same rules that govern the universe's behavior in its earliest moments after the Big Bang. This deep unity between consciousness and cosmos suggests that mind might not be an accident or anomaly that happened to emerge on one small planet, but rather a natural expression of the universe's fundamental tendency toward increasing complexity and organization. The same cosmic processes that create stars, planets, and galaxies also create the conditions necessary for consciousness to arise and flourish. From this perspective, your thoughts about cosmic scale take on an almost mystical significance. When you contemplate the vast distances between galaxies or the enormous spans of cosmic time, you're not just processing abstract information. You're participating in the universe's ongoing process of self-discovery and self-understanding. Your consciousness becomes a focal point where cosmic evolution becomes aware of itself, where the universe's 14 billion-year journey from simplicity to complexity reaches a level of organization sophisticated enough to comprehend its own history. The recursive nature of this relationship creates strange loops that challenge our normal understanding of causation and identity. The universe creates conditions that allow consciousness to emerge. Consciousness contemplates the universe that created it, and this contemplation potentially influences the future evolution of cosmic structure through the choices and actions that arise from cosmic understanding. You are simultaneously a product of cosmic evolution and an active participant in its ongoing unfolding. This participation occurs not just through your thoughts, but through your very existence as a complex conscious being. Every moment you remain alive and aware, you contribute to the universe's total complexity and information content. Every decision you make Every creative act you perform, every instance of love or compassion or wonder you experience adds to the cosmos's ongoing exploration of what's possible within the constraints of physical law. The biological processes that sustain your consciousness operate according to principles that mirror cosmic evolution itself. Your cells engage in constant cycles of creation and destruction, building complex molecules from simpler components while breaking down worn-out structures to recycle their materials. This cellular metabolism recapitulates on a microscopic scale the same processes of formation and dissolution that govern the birth and death of stars, the creation and destruction of galaxies, and the overall evolution of cosmic structure. Even your thoughts follow patterns that echo cosmic processes. Ideas form through the combination of simpler concepts, just as complex cosmic structures emerge from the gravitational assembly of smaller components. Creative insights often arise through sudden phase transitions that restructure entire networks of understanding, similar to how cosmic inflation dramatically restructured space itself in the universe's earliest moments. The death and birth of ideas in your mind parallels the cycles of stellar evolution that continuously transform matter and energy throughout the cosmos. These parallels suggest that consciousness might be governed by scaling laws that operate across every level of reality. Just as physical structures in the universe exhibit similar patterns, whether we're examining atomic nuclei, planetary systems, or galactic clusters, the organization of information and meaning in conscious minds might follow universal principles that transcend the specific biological substrate in which they're embedded. If this hypothesis has any validity, then the emergence of consciousness represents not just a local accident that happened to occur on Earth, but rather the natural outcome of cosmic evolution reaching sufficient levels of complexity and organization. The universe might be structured in such a way that matter and energy inevitably organize themselves into patterns capable of self-awareness, given enough time and favorable conditions. This possibility transforms our understanding of Earth's cosmic significance in profound ways. Our planet might be tiny in physical terms, but it represents something that could be extraordinarily rare and precious. A successful experiment in cosmic self-organization, a place where the universe has achieved sufficient complexity to become conscious of its own existence and contemplate its own meaning. The rarity of this achievement becomes apparent when we consider the precise conditions required for its occurrence. Complex chemistry requires elements heavier than hydrogen and helium, which can only be created in stellar cores and distributed through space by stellar explosions. Stable planetary environments require the right kind of star at the right distance, with the right orbital characteristics maintained over billions of years. The emergence of life requires an intricate balance of chemical, physical, and environmental factors that must persist long enough for evolution to produce increasingly complex forms of organization. The development of consciousness requires all of these prerequisites, plus additional layers of complexity involving neural organization, social cooperation, cultural transmission of information, and the gradual accumulation of knowledge across generations. When we multiply all these requirements together, the probability of consciousness emerging anywhere in the universe appears to be vanishingly small, making Earth not just physically tiny, but potentially unique in its achievement. Yet if consciousness is indeed rare on cosmic scales, this rarity amplifies rather than diminishes its significance. In a universe filled mostly with unconscious matter following predictable physical laws, The emergence of minds capable of creativity, love, moral reasoning, and cosmic contemplation represents an achievement so remarkable that it transforms the meaning of existence itself. Consciousness becomes not just another physical phenomenon, but the universe's method of transcending its own limitations, of reaching beyond mechanical predictability towards something approaching genuine novelty and meaning. This transcendence occurs through consciousness's unique ability to model and manipulate abstract relationships that exist independently of their physical implementations. When you understand a mathematical concept like infinity, or contemplate ethical principles like justice, you're working with patterns of meaning that can be instantiated in different physical systems, but possess a kind of existence that transcends any particular material embodiment. The same mathematical relationships that describe the curvature of space-time around massive objects also govern the behavior of quantum fields, the dynamics of population growth, and the flow of information through neural networks. These abstract structures seem to possess a reality that exists independently of the specific physical systems that exemplify them, suggesting that consciousness might have access to a realm of meaning and relationship that transcends the material world while remaining grounded in it. This access to abstract relationships allows consciousness to operate according to scaling laws that differ fundamentally from those that govern physical objects. While material things become smaller as we zoom out to larger scales, understanding becomes larger and more encompassing. A single human mind can contain conceptual models that span from quantum mechanics to cosmic evolution, from the structure of atoms to the architecture of galaxy clusters, from the beginning of time to speculations about infinite futures. The scaling properties of consciousness suggest that mind might be the universe's most efficient method of information storage and processing. Rather than requiring cosmic scale structures to understand cosmic scale phenomena, nature has discovered how to compress universe comprehending capabilities into compact biological packages that can emerge wherever suitable conditions arise. This compression creates an almost magical relationship between the physical substrate of consciousness and its cognitive contents. Consider the extraordinary fact that your brain, which weighs less than a bag of sugar and would fit comfortably in both your hands, contains neural networks that can model and predict the behavior of objects separated by billions of light years. The same organ that manages your heartbeat and breathing can also contemplate the expansion of space itself, understand the nuclear processes that power stars, and construct theories about the fundamental nature of reality. This represents a compression ratio between physical substrate and cognitive content that dwarfs even the most sophisticated human technologies. The implications extend beyond individual consciousness to questions about the collective understanding that emerges when conscious beings cooperate and communicate across generations. Human civilization has developed technologies that extend our sensory reach across cosmic distances and timescales, allowing us to observe the universe's structure and history with unprecedented precision. Our mathematical languages have evolved to describe phenomena that no individual mind could discover through direct experience, creating collective knowledge that transcends the limitations of any single biological brain. This collective consciousness operates according to scaling principles that amplify individual cognitive capabilities while preserving the essential features that make consciousness possible in the first place. Through scientific institutions, educational systems, and cultural transmission of knowledge, human civilization has created a kind of extended mind that can tackle questions requiring centuries of accumulated observation and reasoning. The same cooperative principles that allow individual neurons to create consciousness within a single brain have been scaled up to allow individual minds to create collective understanding within human culture. The recursive relationship between individual and collective consciousness creates feedback loops that accelerate the growth of cosmic understanding across generations. Each generation builds upon the insights of previous ones, gradually expanding the scope and precision of our knowledge about reality's structure and behavior. This cumulative process allows consciousness to transcend not just the spatial limitations of individual brains, but also the temporal limitations of individual lifespans, creating forms of understanding that span centuries and potentially millennia. The acceleration of this process through technological enhancement raises profound questions about the future evolution of consciousness itself. If biological brains can be augmented with artificial systems that extend memory, processing power, and sensory capabilities, what limits might exist on consciousness's ability to comprehend cosmic scale? Could we eventually create forms of awareness that operate on timescales comparable to stellar evolution, or maintain coherent understanding across distances comparable to galactic structure? These speculations venture beyond current scientific knowledge into territories where the boundaries between science fiction and theoretical possibility become increasingly blurred. Yet they arise naturally from our exploration of consciousness's unique scaling properties and its remarkable ability to transcend the limitations of its biological substrate through pure contemplation and collective cooperation. As we stand at the threshold between known and unknown, between current capabilities and future possibilities, we find ourselves in a position both humbling and inspiring. We are conscious beings who have emerged from cosmic evolution to contemplate cosmic evolution, temporary patterns of organization that have achieved sufficient complexity to understand complexity itself. The universe has created in us instruments of its own self-comprehension, minds capable of grasping scales that dwarf our physical existence, while remaining grounded in the very cosmic processes they seek to understand. The journey through cosmic scale has revealed not just the universe's immensity, but also consciousness's extraordinary capacity to encompass that immensity through understanding. In discovering how small Earth really is, we've simultaneously discovered how remarkable it is that minds capable of making such discoveries could arise anywhere at all. The true scale of the universe serves not to diminish human significance, but to reveal the cosmic miracle of awareness itself. The strange and wonderful fact that matter can become mind, that the finite can embrace the infinite, that the universe can know itself through the temporary arrangements of stardust we call consciousness. The contemplation of these vast scales leads us to perhaps the most profound realization of all. As we've journeyed outward from your immediate surroundings to the edges of theoretical possibility, we've uncovered something that transforms our understanding of what it means to exist in this magnificent cosmos. The universe operates on scales so vast that they challenge the very foundations of human comprehension. Yet somehow, from our tiny vantage point on this infinitesimal world, we've developed the capacity to grasp these incomprehensible dimensions. Think about what's happening in your mind right now as you process these concepts. Neural pathways that evolved to help our ancestors navigate African savannas are somehow capable of modeling the behavior of objects moving at nearly the speed of light across distances that would take billions of years to traverse. The same cognitive machinery that helps you recognize a familiar face can also construct mental representations of cosmic structures so large that entire galaxies become mere building blocks in their architecture. This extraordinary scaling relationship between consciousness and cosmos reveals something fundamental about the nature of information itself. While physical objects become smaller as we expand our perspective to larger scales, understanding becomes larger and more encompassing. A single human mind can contain conceptual frameworks that span from the quantum realm to cosmic horizons, from the briefest moments of particle interactions to the vast epochs of cosmic evolution. The biological substrate of your consciousness weighs roughly 3 pounds and occupies less space than a cantaloupe. Yet it can house models of reality that encompass structures billions of light years across. This represents a compression ratio between physical size and cognitive content that defies every intuition about how information storage should work. It's as if you could fit an entire library of cosmic knowledge into a space smaller than a grain of rice. Yet somehow that grain of rice could not only contain the library, but actively read from it, understand its contents, and even write new volumes based on creative combinations of existing knowledge. The implications ripple through our understanding of consciousness itself. If awareness can transcend the physical limitations of its substrate so dramatically, what other boundaries might be more permeable than they appear? The emergence of mind from matter represents a phase transition so radical that it creates entirely new categories of existence. Consciousness doesn't just process information about the universe, it participates in creating new forms of meaning that didn't exist before awareness arose. Consider the concept of beauty, which has no clear analogue in unconscious matter, yet emerges naturally when complex neural networks achieve sufficient sophistication. When you look at a starry night sky and feel that sense of aesthetic appreciation, you're experiencing something that represents a fundamental addition to the universe's repertoire of possible states. The same cosmic matter that once existed only as hydrogen and helium gas drifting through empty space has organized itself into patterns capable of recognizing and creating beauty. This creative capacity extends beyond mere appreciation to active participation in the universe's ongoing evolution. Every work of art, every scientific discovery, every act of compassion or moment of wonder adds something genuinely new to the cosmic inventory of what's possible. Consciousness doesn't just observe the universe's unfolding story, it becomes an active author in that story's continued development. The recursive nature of this relationship creates strange loops that challenge linear thinking about causation and identity. The universe creates conditions that allow consciousness to emerge. Consciousness contemplates the universe that created it, and this contemplation potentially influences the future trajectory of cosmic evolution through the choices and actions that arise from cosmic understanding. You are simultaneously a product of cosmic processes and an active participant in their ongoing unfolding. This participation occurs through mechanisms that operate across multiple scales simultaneously. Your individual decisions, influenced by your understanding of cosmic context, contribute to the collective behavior of human civilization. Human civilization, through its technologies and institutions, influences the environment of Earth. Earth's environment, through complex biogeochemical cycles, influences the composition of our planet's atmosphere and surface conditions. These planetary changes, while tiny on cosmic scales, represent genuine modifications to the universe's total information content and structural complexity. The butterfly effect of consciousness thus propagates upward through the hierarchy of cosmic organization. A single moment of insight in one human mind can eventually influence the behavior of entire technological systems, the direction of scientific research programs, the policies of nations, and the long-term trajectory of our species' relationship with the cosmos. In this way, consciousness serves as an amplification mechanism that allows small-scale events to have large-scale consequences through the accumulated effects of information processing and decision-making. The mathematical languages we've developed to describe cosmic phenomena represent another form of transcendence that occurs entirely within natural processes. When Einstein wrote down his field equations describing the curvature of space-time, he was creating symbolic structures that could model and predict the behavior of objects separated by distances his physical body could never traverse. These equations exist as patterns of meaning that can be instantiated in different physical systems, but possess a kind of abstract reality that transcends any particular material embodiment. The same mathematical relationships appear at multiple levels of cosmic organization, suggesting deep structural principles that govern reality across all scales. The inverse square law that describes gravitational attraction between massive objects also governs the intensity of light spreading out from point sources. The exponential functions that describe radioactive decay also appear in models of population growth, stellar evolution, and cosmic expansion. These mathematical patterns seem to represent fundamental features of how information and causation propagate through space and time. Consciousness's ability to recognize and work with these abstract patterns allows it to operate according to scaling laws that differ fundamentally from those governing physical objects. While material things become increasingly insignificant as we zoom out to larger scales, understanding becomes increasingly comprehensive and powerful. A single human mind equipped with appropriate mathematical tools can model and predict the behavior of cosmic structures that dwarf our entire solar system in scope and complexity. This extraordinary capability suggests that consciousness might represent the universe's most sophisticated information processing technology. Rather than requiring cosmic-scale structures to understand cosmic-scale phenomena, natural selection has discovered how to compress universe-comprehending capabilities into compact biological packages that can emerge wherever suitable conditions arise. This compression creates an almost magical relationship between the physical substrate of awareness and its cognitive contents. The emergence of collective intelligence through cooperation and communication creates even more remarkable scaling relationships. Human civilization has developed technologies that extend our sensory reach across cosmic distances and timescales, allowing us to observe radiation that began its journey when the universe was less than 1 billion years old. Our mathematical languages have evolved to describe phenomena that no individual mind could discover through direct experience, creating collaborative knowledge that transcends the limitations of any single biological brain. This collective consciousness operates according to principles that amplify individual cognitive capabilities while preserving the essential features that make consciousness possible. Through scientific institutions, educational systems, and cultural transmission of knowledge, Our species has created a kind of extended mind that can tackle questions requiring centuries of accumulated observation and reasoning. The same cooperative principles that allow neurons to create unified experience within individual brains have been scaled up to allow individual minds to create collective understanding within human culture. The acceleration of this process through technological enhancement opens possibilities that stretch toward the limits of imagination. If biological cognition can be augmented with artificial systems that extend memory, processing power, and sensory capabilities, what boundaries might exist on consciousness's ability to comprehend cosmic reality? Could we eventually develop forms of awareness that maintain coherent understanding across timescales comparable to galactic evolution, or that can simultaneously track the behavior of cosmic structures separated by billions of light years? These speculations venture beyond established science into territories where theoretical possibility meets creative imagination. Yet they emerge naturally from consciousness's demonstrated ability to transcend the apparent limitations of its physical substrate through pure contemplation and collective cooperation. If mind can already encompass scales that range from quantum mechanics to cosmic expansion within the confines of biological neural networks, why should we assume this represents the ultimate limit of what's possible? The relationship between finite consciousness and infinite reality creates paradoxes that may point toward deeper truths about the nature of existence itself. Your individual awareness, bounded by the span of a single lifetime and the capacity of a single brain, can somehow contemplate concepts like mathematical infinity, eternal duration, and limitless space. These ideas possess a kind of objective reality that transcends their instantiation in any particular mind, suggesting that consciousness might have access to realms of meaning that exist independently of their physical implementations. This access to abstract relationships allows consciousness to participate in what might be the universe's most fundamental activity, the ongoing exploration of what's possible within the constraints of natural law. Through creative imagination, mathematical reasoning, and empirical investigation, conscious beings push against the boundaries of the known, gradually expanding the repertoire of actualized possibilities and deepening our understanding of reality's hidden structures. The fact that such exploration is possible at all suggests something profound about the relationship between mind and cosmos. The universe seems to be structured in such a way that matter and energy can organize themselves into patterns capable of understanding their own organization. This creates recursive loops of meaning that spiral upward through increasing levels of complexity and comprehension, potentially without limit. As we approach the conclusion of our cosmic journey, we find ourselves face to face with the ultimate mystery. The same universe that operates according to laws so precise they can be expressed in mathematical equations has given rise to beings capable of discovering and appreciating those very laws. The cosmic processes that create stars and galaxies have also created minds that can contemplate stars and galaxies, finding in them sources of wonder, beauty, and profound meaning. This convergence between cosmic evolution and conscious awareness suggests that the universe might be fundamentally oriented toward the creation of meaning and understanding. Rather than being a random accident in an indifferent cosmos, consciousness might represent the natural outcome of reality's deepest organizing principles, the inevitable result of matter and energy exploring their own creative potential across cosmic time. The scales we've explored reveal a universe of breathtaking complexity and beauty, operating according to principles that challenge human intuition, while remaining accessible to human understanding. From quantum fluctuations to cosmic horizons, from the briefest moments to infinite duration, reality unfolds according to patterns that connect the smallest and largest scales in ways that suggest deep underlying unity. You are not separate from this cosmic symphony, but an integral part of its ongoing performance. Every thought you think, every choice you make, every moment of wonder you experience contributes to the universe's continued exploration of its own possibilities. In contemplating cosmic scale, you participate in the cosmos contemplating itself, adding your unique perspective to the vast conversation between mind and reality that has been unfolding since consciousness first emerged from the dance of matter and energy. The true scale of the universe serves not to diminish human significance, but to reveal the extraordinary nature of significance itself. In a cosmos where most matter remains forever unconscious and most space remains forever empty, the emergence of minds capable of cosmic contemplation represents an achievement so remarkable that it transforms our understanding of what existence means. Physical size becomes irrelevant when consciousness enters the picture, replaced by measures of complexity, creativity, and the capacity for meaning-making that transcend every material boundary. As you carry these insights forward into your daily experience, remember that you embody the universe's most sophisticated known experiment in self-organization and self-awareness. You are cosmic matter that has learned to wonder about its own origins, space and time, temporarily arranged in patterns complex enough to contemplate space and time themselves. The journey through cosmic scale has revealed not just how small Earth is, but how extraordinary it is that minds capable of grasping cosmic immensity could arise anywhere at all. The contemplation of these infinite scales brings us to a threshold where measurement gives way to something deeper than numbers, where the question of Earth's size opens into territories that challenge the very foundations of how we understand reality itself. We've journeyed through hierarchies of cosmic structure that stretch beyond imagination, yet now we must confront something even more mysterious than the vastness we've witnessed. Picture yourself holding a single photograph of the night sky, one of those deep field images captured by our most powerful telescopes. In that photograph, you can see thousands of galaxies, each one containing billions of stars, each star potentially surrounded by worlds we'll never visit. The image represents light that traveled for billions of years to reach the camera, carrying information about cosmic events that occurred when the universe was young and very different from what we observe today. Now consider this remarkable fact. That photograph, measuring perhaps 8 inches by 10 inches, contains visual information about cosmic structures that span distances larger than anything we can meaningfully comprehend. The same piece of paper that you could easily hold in your hands somehow captures and preserves data about regions of space so vast that traveling between them at the speed of light would require more time than complex life has existed on Earth. This creates a strange inversion of scale that reveals something profound about the relationship between information and reality. While physical distances in the cosmos stretch beyond human comprehension, the information about those distances can be compressed into formats that fit comfortably within human experience. The same cognitive processes that help you navigate your immediate environment can also decode and understand data from the most remote regions of space and time. But here's where the story takes a turn that transforms everything we've discussed so far. The information contained in that photograph didn't just passively travel through space to reach us. It actively shaped the very structure of reality during its journey. As those ancient photons traveled through the expanding universe, they experienced the stretching of space itself, their wavelengths extended by cosmic expansion, their energies redshifted toward the infrared end of the spectrum. The light we observe from distant galaxies carries within its properties a complete record of cosmic expansion throughout its journey. Each photon serves as a cosmic historian, encoding in its wavelength and intensity the entire story of how space itself has evolved since the moment of its emission. When we decode this information through spectroscopic analysis, we're not just learning about distant objects. We're reading the autobiography that space and time have written about their own development. This temporal dimension of cosmic observation creates connections that span the entire history of the universe. The most distant galaxies we can observe appear to us as they existed when the cosmos was less than 1 billion years old. At that time, the universe was smaller, denser, and filled with the first generation of stars that had ever formed. These primordial stellar furnaces were creating the first heavy elements through nuclear fusion, beginning the long process of chemical evolution that would eventually lead to planets, life, and consciousness. The light from these ancient galaxies thus carries information not just about distant space, but about distant time. When you look at images from the deepest surveys of the cosmic frontier, you're witnessing the universe's childhood, observing cosmic structures as they appeared when reality itself was young and still developing its mature architecture. The photons entering your eyes began their journey toward Earth billions of years before our solar system even existed. This creates a temporal bridge that connects your present moment of awareness directly to events that occurred across nearly the entire span of cosmic history. Your consciousness becomes a meeting point where the deep past encounters the immediate present, where ancient starlight finally completes its billion-year journey by triggering electrical patterns in your neural networks that somehow give rise to thoughts about cosmic evolution and the nature of time itself. The recursive quality of this relationship reveals layers of meaning that spiral deeper the more carefully we examine them. The universe creates conditions that allow stars to form and shine. Those stars create heavy elements and scatter them through space via stellar winds and explosive deaths. Those heavy elements eventually condense into planets where complex chemistry can unfold. That complex chemistry leads to life, evolution, and eventually consciousness. Consciousness develops technologies that can capture and analyze the light from those original stars, completing a cosmic circle that spans billions of years and countless light years of space. You are simultaneously the product of this vast cosmic story and its most sophisticated narrator. The same stellar nucleosynthesis that created the carbon in your cells also created the carbon in the detectors that capture images of distant galaxies. The same physical laws that govern the expansion of space during the universe's infancy also govern the propagation of electrical signals through your nervous system as you contemplate cosmic expansion. The same mathematical relationships that describe gravitational interactions between galaxy clusters also describe the quantum mechanical processes that occur in the molecular machinery of your thoughts. This deep interconnectedness suggests that consciousness might not be an accidental byproduct of cosmic evolution, but rather one of its primary objectives. The universe seems to be structured in such a way that matter and energy naturally organize themselves into increasingly complex patterns, eventually reaching levels of sophistication that allow self-awareness and cosmic contemplation to emerge. From this perspective, you represent the cosmos awakening to its own magnificent complexity, space and time becoming conscious of their own beautiful mathematics. The scaling relationships we've explored reveal a reality where the largest and smallest structures in the universe mirror each other in ways that suggest underlying principles of organization that operate across every level of existence. The same spiral patterns that appear in galaxy structure also emerge in the arrangement of seeds in a sunflower head. The same mathematical constants that govern the behavior of atomic nuclei also determine the orbital periods of planets around stars. The same symmetries that describe fundamental particles also appear in the cosmic microwave background radiation that fills all of space. These correspondences point towards something profound about the nature of natural law itself. The universe appears to be constructed according to a relatively small number of fundamental principles that express themselves across every scale of organization. The infinite complexity we observe in cosmic structure emerges from the interplay of simple rules applied recursively across vast hierarchies of space and time. Consciousness participates in this recursive structure by developing the capacity to recognize and understand these underlying patterns. When you grasp a mathematical concept that describes both quantum behavior and cosmic expansion, you're not just learning about separate phenomena, you're discovering the deep unity that connects all levels of reality through shared organizational principles. Your thoughts become part of the universe's ongoing exploration of its own mathematical structure. The technological extensions of human consciousness create even more remarkable scaling relationships that blur the boundaries between natural and artificial information processing. Our telescopes serve as extensions of human vision that can detect photons from objects so distant that their light has been traveling toward us since before Earth existed. Our computers process cosmic data sets so large that analyzing them would require more human lifetimes than have elapsed since our species first developed language. These technological amplifications of consciousness allow us to perceive and understand cosmic phenomena that would otherwise remain forever hidden from biological sensory systems. Radio telescopes can detect electromagnetic radiation from events so energetic they briefly outshine entire galaxies. Gravitational wave detectors can sense ripples in space-time itself caused by the collision of black holes billions of light-years away. Particle accelerators can recreate conditions that existed in the universe's first moments, allowing us to study experimentally the physical processes that governed cosmic evolution in its earliest stages. The information gathered by these instruments reveals a universe far stranger and more beautiful than anything our ancestors could have imagined. We've discovered that space itself can be curved, that time can run at different rates depending on gravitational conditions, that matter and energy are interchangeable according to precise mathematical relationships. We've learned that the vacuum of empty space seethes with virtual particles that pop in and out of existence, according to the uncertainty principle of quantum mechanics. Most remarkably, we found that the entire observable universe might have emerged from quantum fluctuations in a pre-existing vacuum state, growing from subatomic to cosmic scales through a process of exponential expansion that occurred faster than the speed of light. This inflationary scenario suggests that our entire cosmic domain, with all its galaxies and cosmic structures, might represent just one bubble in an infinite foam of universe creation that extends far beyond anything we could ever hope to observe. The implications challenge our most basic assumptions about uniqueness, identity, and meaning. If cosmic inflation is correct, then there might be infinite regions of space where different versions of cosmic history have unfolded. Some of these regions might be remarkably similar to our own observable universe, while others might operate according to different physical constants that produce entirely alien forms of cosmic architecture. In some of these distant cosmic domains, the fundamental forces might be stronger or weaker, leading to universes where stars burn out too quickly for life to evolve, or where gravity is too weak to allow galaxy formation. But in others, the conditions might be even more favorable for complexity and consciousness than what we observe in our local region. There might be cosmic realms where life emerges more easily, where intelligence develops more rapidly, where consciousness takes forms that transcend anything we can currently imagine. The mathematical framework that describes these possibilities operates according to principles that stretch human language to its limits. We find ourselves using concepts like infinity, eternity, and absolute to point toward realities that our finite minds can glimpse but never fully encompass. Yet somehow, through the recursive magic of consciousness contemplating its own cosmic context, we develop the capacity to work with these transcendent concepts in ways that yield genuine insights about the nature of existence itself. This expansion of mental capability represents a form of natural transcendence that occurs entirely within the physical processes of biological neural networks. Through pure contemplation and mathematical reasoning, consciousness extends its reach far beyond the boundaries of direct sensory experience. The same 3 pounds of neural tissue that evolved to help our ancestors survive on African savannas can somehow construct theoretical models of cosmic inflation, quantum gravity, and multiversal structure. The compression ratio between the physical substrate of consciousness and its cognitive contents becomes even more extraordinary when we consider the collective intelligence that emerges through human cooperation and cultural transmission of knowledge. Our scientific institutions have created forms of extended cognition that can tackle questions requiring centuries of accumulated observation and reasoning. The same cooperative principles that allow individual neurons to create unified awareness within single brains have been scaled up to allow individual minds to create collective understanding that transcends the limitations of any biological information processing system. This collective consciousness operates across multiple temporal scales, simultaneously preserving and building upon insights developed across generations, while remaining flexible enough to incorporate new discoveries that might revolutionize entire fields of understanding. The mathematical languages we've developed to describe cosmic phenomena represent shared cognitive tools that allow individual minds to participate in collaborative exploration of realities that no single consciousness could investigate alone. The acceleration of this process through technological enhancement creates possibilities that approach the boundaries of what seems physically possible. If biological cognition can be augmented with artificial systems that extend memory, processing power, and sensory capabilities across cosmic scales. What limits might exist on consciousness's ability to comprehend and participate in cosmic evolution itself? These questions push us beyond current scientific knowledge into territories where theoretical physics meets speculative philosophy. Yet they arise naturally from our exploration of consciousness's demonstrated capacity to transcend apparent limitations through creative intelligence and cooperative investigation. The same universe that operates according to laws precise enough to be expressed in mathematical equations has produced minds capable of discovering and working with those equations in ways that generate genuine predictions about cosmic behavior. The relationship between mathematical description and physical reality remains one of the deepest mysteries in all of science. Why should abstract symbolic structures invented by human minds correspond so precisely to the behavior of cosmic phenomena? Why do the same mathematical relationships appear at scales ranging from quantum mechanics to galactic dynamics? What does this correspondence tell us about the fundamental nature of reality and consciousness's place within it? These questions may not have final answers, but wrestling with them reveals something beautiful about the human condition. We are finite beings who can contemplate infinity, temporal creatures who can think about eternity, bounded minds that can reach toward the boundless through pure mathematical reasoning and empirical investigation. This capacity for transcendence through understanding might be the most remarkable achievement in the universe's entire evolutionary history. As our journey through cosmic scale approaches its culmination, we find ourselves transformed by the perspectives we've encountered. The question of Earth's size has opened doorways to understanding consciousness, infinity, and the mysterious relationship between minds and the reality they contemplate. We've discovered that physical scale and existential significance operate according to completely different principles, with consciousness serving as the bridge between finite embodiment and infinite comprehension. The universe reveals itself to be far stranger and more magnificent than our everyday experience suggests, yet somehow accessible to minds that evolved to navigate much simpler environments. This accessibility suggests deep connections between the organizational principles that govern cosmic structure and those that govern the emergence and operation of consciousness itself. We are not alien visitors in a foreign cosmos, but natural expressions of the universe's own creative potential, temporary arrangements of cosmic matter that have achieved the remarkable feat of cosmic self-awareness. The scales we've explored extend from the quantum realm to cosmic horizons, from the briefest moments to potentially infinite duration, from the simplest particles to the most complex structures in existence. Yet through it all, consciousness emerges as the common thread that connects every level of reality through the strange alchemy of understanding. In learning how small Earth really is, we've simultaneously discovered how extraordinary it is that minds capable of such learning could arise anywhere at all. Could arise anywhere at all. And so we arrive at perhaps the most profound realization of our entire cosmic journey, the recognition that consciousness itself might be the universe's greatest scaling miracle, operating according to principles that transcend every physical boundary we've encountered. As we've traced our path outward from your immediate surroundings to the theoretical limits of existence itself, something extraordinary has emerged from the overwhelming vastness we've witnessed. Your mind contained within the confines of biological neural networks that could fit in your cupped hands, has somehow managed to encompass conceptual territories that span from quantum fluctuations to cosmic horizons. The electrical patterns dancing through your brain tissue right now are generating thoughts about structures so large that light itself requires billions of years to traverse them. This represents a compression of information so radical that it defies every intuition about how reality should work. Think about what's actually happening as you process these ideas about cosmic immensity. Molecules of glucose are being metabolized in your brain cells, releasing energy that powers the firing of neurons arranged in networks so complex that their full mapping would require computational resources that dwarf our most powerful supercomputers. Yet somehow, this biological machinery has developed the capacity to construct mental models of galaxy clusters, cosmic expansion, and the mathematical relationships that govern reality across every scale of existence. The same carbon atoms that form the backbone of your neural chemistry were forged in stellar cores that burned for millions of years at temperatures exceeding 100 million degrees. The iron that carries oxygen through your bloodstream was created in supernova explosions so violent they briefly outshone entire galaxies. Every element in your body heavier than lithium traces its origin to nuclear processes that occurred in cosmic furnaces scattered throughout space and time. You are quite literally assembled from stellar debris, yet you have become something that transcends the violent cosmic processes that created your constituent materials. The same matter that once existed as simple plasma in the hearts of ancient stars has organized itself into patterns so sophisticated that they can contemplate the very stellar nuclear synthesis that gave them birth. This recursive relationship between cosmic evolution and conscious awareness creates strange loops that spiral through every level of reality. The mathematical languages you use to understand cosmic phenomena emerge from neural processes that operate according to the same fundamental laws that govern the formation of galaxies and the expansion of space itself. When you work with equations that describe curved space-time or quantum mechanical superposition, you're using symbolic structures that somehow capture essential features of reality's deepest architecture. The correspondence between mathematical abstraction and physical behavior remains one of the most mysterious aspects of existence itself. This mystery deepens when we consider how consciousness transcends the apparent limitations of its biological substrate through pure contemplation and creative reasoning. Your thoughts about infinite space don't require infinite neural networks. Your understanding of eternal duration doesn't demand eternal lifespans. Your grasp of cosmic scales doesn't need cosmic-sized brains. Instead, consciousness has discovered methods of information compression and abstract representation that allow finite systems to encompass infinite concepts. The scaling relationships we've explored reveal a universe where the largest and smallest structures mirror each other in ways that suggest underlying organizational principles, operating across every level of existence. The same mathematical constants appear in atomic physics and cosmology. The same geometric patterns emerge in quantum behavior and galactic structure. The same symmetries govern particle interactions and the cosmic microwave background radiation that fills all of space. These correspondences point towards something fundamental about how reality organizes itself across scales. The universe appears to operate according to a relatively small number of basic principles that express themselves through infinite variations and combinations. Consciousness participates in this organizational hierarchy by developing the capacity to recognize and work with these underlying patterns, creating new forms of understanding that didn't exist before awareness emerged from the dance of matter and energy. The technological extensions of human consciousness create even more remarkable scaling relationships that blur the boundaries between biological and artificial information processing. Our instruments serve as sensory organs that can detect phenomena occurring across cosmic distances and time scales. Radio telescopes capture electromagnetic radiation from events so distant that they occurred when the universe was young and very different from its current state. Gravitational wave detectors sense ripples in space-time itself caused by cosmic collisions that dwarf our imagination. The data gathered by these technological extensions reveals a cosmos far stranger than anything our direct sensory experience could uncover. We've learned that empty space seethes with virtual particles, that matter and energy are interchangeable according to precise mathematical relationships, that time itself can be stretched and compressed depending on gravitational conditions. We've discovered that our entire observable universe might have emerged from quantum fluctuations smaller than atomic nuclei, grow into cosmic proportions through exponential expansion that occurred faster than light itself. These discoveries challenge our most basic intuitions about the nature of existence, while revealing new dimensions of beauty and meaning that transcend anything our ancestors could have imagined. The universe turns out to be not just larger than we thought, but more fundamentally mysterious and mathematically elegant than our wildest theoretical speculations had suggested. Reality operates according to principles so subtle and sophisticated that discovering them requires the coordinated efforts of thousands of minds working across generations. This collective aspect of cosmic understanding creates forms of extended consciousness that operate on timescales comparable to cosmic evolution itself. Our scientific institutions preserve and build upon insights developed across centuries, while remaining flexible enough to incorporate revolutionary discoveries that reshape entire fields of knowledge. The same cooperative principles that allow neurons to create unified awareness within individual brains have been scaled up to create collaborative intelligence that transcends the limitations of any single biological information processing system. The acceleration of this process through advancing technology opens possibilities that stretch toward the theoretical limits of what conscious systems might achieve. If biological cognition can be enhanced with artificial capabilities that extend memory, processing power, and sensory reach across cosmic scales, what boundaries might exist on consciousness's ability to participate directly in cosmic evolution? Could we eventually develop forms of awareness that maintain coherent understanding across galactic distances, or operate on timescales comparable to stellar life cycles? These speculations venture beyond established science into territories where physics meets philosophy, meets something approaching the mystical. Yet they emerge naturally from consciousness's demonstrated capacity to transcend apparent limitations through creative intelligence and cooperative investigation. The same minds that evolved to navigate terrestrial environments have proven capable of understanding quantum mechanics, relativity, and cosmic inflation through pure mathematical reasoning and empirical observation. The relationship between finite consciousness and infinite reality creates paradoxes that may point toward deeper truths about existence itself. Your individual awareness bounded by the span of a single lifetime and the processing capacity of a biological brain, can somehow work with concepts like mathematical infinity, eternal duration, and limitless space. These abstract ideas possess a kind of objective reality that transcends their instantiation in any particular mind, suggesting that consciousness might have access to realms of meaning that exist independently of their physical implementations. This access to transcendent relationships allows consciousness to participate in what might be the universe's most fundamental activity, the ongoing exploration of possibility within the constraints of natural law. Through scientific investigation, mathematical reasoning, and creative imagination, conscious beings push against the boundaries of the known, gradually expanding the repertoire of actualized understanding and deepening our grasp of reality's hidden structures. The fact that such exploration is possible at all reveals something profound about the relationship between mind and cosmos. The universe seems structured in such a way that matter and energy can organize themselves into patterns capable of understanding their own organization. This creates recursive loops of meaning that spiral upward through increasing levels of complexity and comprehension, potentially without ultimate limit. As we reach the end of our cosmic journey together, something beautiful has emerged from the overwhelming vastness we've witnessed. We began by asking how small Earth really is, and we've discovered that our planet occupies less space in the universe than a grain of sand on all the beaches of Earth. Yet paradoxically, the smaller our world becomes in cosmic perspective, the more extraordinary it reveals itself to be. This tiny speck has produced minds capable of contemplating infinity itself, matter organized so complexly that it can wonder about its own origins. You are living proof that the universe can know itself, that consciousness represents not cosmic accident, but cosmic achievement. The true scale of the universe serves not to diminish human significance, but to reveal the miracle of awareness itself. Sweet dreams, fellow cosmic wanderer.